Live.
Hey, y'all.
On Thursday, just last Thursday, a 70-year-old sister typed in the chat, I'm single, I'm broke, and I don't know if I can ever move abroad.
And let's be real, she wasn't the only one thinking it. All right, real quick. What percentage of Black Americans over 55 say they don't think they'll ever be able to retire? A, 22%, B, 45%, C, 60%. Put your guess in the chat and we'll reveal the answers in a minute.
All right, let's repeat that. A, 22%, B, 45%, C, 60%. Now, if you're watching from the future, hey, let us know in the comments. What percentage of Black people think that over the age of 55 think that they will never be able to retire? 22%, 45%, or C, 60%? I tell you, truth is, millions of Black Americans feel trapped right now, right?
Oh, yeah. Out of control. Costs.
Right?
Out of control. Yeah. ICE raids. MAGA Republicans are attacking the ACA. Right. Come on now. Social Security and Medicare.
That's right. That's right. So look, that doesn't mean that has to be your entire story, right? That doesn't mean your entire story is already written, right? So Rick and I have been finding creative ways to save money and make money since we first became a couple, right?
Yeah. Our problem was the spending, not the making or saving.
Real talk. Real talk. All right, let's get right into it. Hey, y'all. My name's Alicia.
And I'm Rick. Welcome to our Black Utopia.
On our channel, we talk about money. We talk about travel and life abroad. We help folks who look like us, Black folks who are getting close to retirement age and forgot to plan, get their money straight so that they can retire on time or maybe even early.
Early is good. Abroad is even better.
Yeah. But first, all right, sweetheart, wait. What are we talking about today?
Today, we're going to talk about no savings, no plan, fast money hack. We're going to go back and we're going to talk about money again.
That's right.
So
today,
we're going straight back to the money.
You will get creative ways to fix your finances fast. All right. Real life house hacking strategies that actually work. Right? Why your side hustle might be stuck or how to get it unstuck.
And you'll want to stick around until the end because we're actually going to give you beginner-friendly investment explained in plain English.
That's right.
And the exact method to pay off credit cards when you have zero extra cash flow.
Because this is our Black Utopia, we're going to give you tools you can use today, not next year, all right? But first, if you're new to our channel, then you might not know. Back in 2018, Rick and I got a wake-up call. Look, we were looking, right? When we were getting close to retirement age, we looked at our money and it looked crazy. But we got our financial act together and we went from negative 22,000 to over 1.1 million in net worth. Y'all. If we can do that, you can do it too.
You can do it too.
You can do it too. All right. So if any of that sounds interesting to you, what we need you to do is subscribe. That's how you can support the channel. And that's how you can make sure that all of those folks who believe that they can never retire, we're going to give you the answer in a minute, that they get this information too. All right.
Give this video a thumbs up.
Right. Smash that like button.
Help that algorithm know.
Right.
This is worthwhile to folks to know.
Right. All right. I want to see. Let's see what you guys are saying. Let's see if you guys.
Did anybody answer the question?
Faithful Jones said 60.
A
Lee said 60. R. Hogan said 60. Roxanne said 60. Rapper MD said 60.
A Better Life said C, which was 60.
60. Okay. Oh, yeah. Some people said C.
Oh, yeah.
Ballerina said 60. Maria said 60. Gwen
Boy,
said 60.
majority.
Said 60. All right. So Shanora said B. Action VJ said B. Anybody else? B was, what was B?
B was 22, I
Let me
believe.
see. Let's go back. How far you going back? We go way back, guys. We go a little something like this. Hit it. Oh shoot, where is it? Way back here. Okay.
22
so
was A, 45 was
so
B.
22, 45, and 60. So some people thought 45%. All right. So the answer, sweetheart.
The answer is C, 60.
Yeah. So the majority of you guys got it right. 60%, y'all. 60%.
Yeah.
Like the question is sad, but 60%.
You
Right.
know, which is why you need to share this video and this channel with
Right.
everyone that you know.
Right.
So they can share with people that they know.
Right? Because after 400 years of oppression, it's time for us to stop buying into the BS and crack the code to financial independence. Seriously, y'all. All right? Seriously. All right. Reality check.
Reality check. What changed this week? ACA subsidies at risk premiums will skyrocket for adults 55 through 65.
Inflation continues while wages stagnate. Right? What else?
ICE raids ramping up. More fear, less stability.
This is why you need financial mobility, y'all, even if you can't leave yet. Even if you can't leave.
Okay, so as we said, Thursday, the biggest expense is housing. So let's talk house hacking.
All right. Quick financial wins and how to improve your money fast, y'all. All right. We're going to get into it. All right. First, I want to define what hacking is, okay? Because hacking can have a negative connotation. And then we'll say, after we go through house hacking, then we'll say hello to the folks who are in the audience. All right, y'all? And we'll say hello to our members first. So hacking has a negative connotation, right? We've heard of, computer hacking and hacking into your phone and all this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Right? But today, we're going to define it as using a clever, unconventional, or creative approach to extract additional value from a system, resource, right? Often by manipulating it beyond its original intention or standard use.
Yeah.
All right? So,
one, house hacking options from the easiest to most creative.
All right.
Option A, rent a room.
Right.
If you have extra room, rent a room with safety filters.
Yeah. So you put your safety filters on and you can go to what? Furnished Finders.
Furnished Finders, Airbnb Extended.
Right. Extended stays. Or weekly, monthly rentals for traveling nurses, traveling professors, remote workers, or something like that, right? Depending upon how your house is set up. You can expect additional income of anywhere from what?
400. Well, we're in Europe, so we say 400 euro.
Yeah, so still dollars, about $400, $1,200, depending, right? Depending on the market, depending upon, what your situation is. So, renting out your room renting out a room in your house on a temporary basis. When I first started using Airbnb, I would rent rooms in people's houses. Now, I didn't want them staying there. Well, people's apartments, I would say. So, but all of their stuff was there. All of their stuff was there. Like computers in the all of their stuff was there. So, so it is not unusual. And I know folks who have rented rooms, Airbnb rooms in other people's house while they were living there.
Oh, yeah.
While they were staying there. And, okay, so this is not an unusual thing. You know how you are. You know if this is something that you can do. But don't say no right off the chain, especially if you need to save a lot of money fast.
Yeah, it can be just a single bedroom. It can be a basement.
An ensuite.
Ensuite, yeah.
Exactly. Some people will give up their master bedroom and use that. And then, they'll use the guest bedroom and rent out their master bedroom to make that extra money. Okay. We're talking about doing what you need to do. Option B.
Host an international student.
Remember that, y'all? Now, I think we still do take international students.
Yeah.
See, but the good part about it is it's often government backed with a stipend and everything else, right? So you get some government money coming in on top of that.
Yeah.
So this can bring in steady, guaranteed
monthly income.
Right?
Mm.
So A is just rent out your room temporarily. B, think about an exchange student, right? Option C.
Co-living with a vetted roommate.
Right?
Reduce your payments by 30 to 50%. Better for older single women, safer, structured, screened communities.
Right. So there are a lot of Black female communities out there, right? A lot of Black female communities. Some folks do not mind living in a co-ed situation. All I'm saying is, especially for folks who are single, y'all, we have got to stop thinking that we all need our own fiefdom, however you pronounce it. The other thing about it is, and this is equally as important. I see you, Dennis. Thank you. This is equally as important. When we live alone, some of us can tend to get very rigid. You know if I'm talking to you. Some of us can tend to get very rigid. Living with other people forces you to become more flexible. And if you want to live abroad, you need to be flexible, y'all. You need to be flexible. Okay. You hear and see all of the changes that are going on with the immigration system here in Portugal. If you are inflexible, things like this will drive you up the wall. So I hope I'm making a good case for considering a roommate. And then option D.
Trusted house sitters.
Right? House sitting, y'all. House sitting. So trusted house sitters, there should be, if there's not a link yet, there will be a link by the time we finish this live for our link for trusted house sitters. That'll give you a discount and also give us a little bonus without it costing you anything more. Nomador, Mind My House, Nomador, Nomador, right? You can Google this stuff. Mind My House. These are all platforms that will offer you an opportunity to do house sitting. We use Trusted House Sitters. That's the one that we use. They do a background check on both the people that we are sitting for and on us. You have to put your face up to the camera. You have to put your ID up to the camera, usually a passport. And then it takes about a few days and they come back and let you know if you're cleared or not. Okay, so it is safe. I know plenty of single folks who house sit. I know plenty of families with kids who house sit. I know plenty of couples who house sit. Okay. So it's not just for one type of person. No. And as we were saying on Thursday, you could almost house sit 365 days of the year.
Oh, yeah.
In London.
In the UK?
In the UK. Yeah. In the metro area, I should say.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
They have so many house sits in the UK. It's amazing. Every time I pull it up, it's just right there on the map. All right. You can live rent free for weeks or even months. Just think about the money that you had set aside for rent. You can now put into your move abroad money, right? Your emergency savings. Okay. Housing costs instantly freeze $1,000 to $2,500
a month,
right?
Yeah.
Easily, and more depending upon where you live. I know folks back east, some folks back east paying $4,000, $5,000, $6,000 a month for rent. Yeah. If you can get rid of that payment and instead take that money and put it into your emergency fund, take that money and put it into your move abroad fund, take that money and put it into your FU fund, your hell yeah fund. If you're in Beyond the Bling, you know what I'm talking about. Right? Great for bridge years until you leave the US. Okay. Yeah. Option E.
Mini liquidation.
So this is not really house hacking, but this is making money off of the stuff that's in your house.
All that stuff you need to get rid
all right.
of. That nobody else really wants in the family to be given.
Exactly.
They don't want it.
Exactly.
So you might as well try to make some money.
Exactly.
Declutter sell gently used brand items, furniture, and tech. Use funds to pay off toxic bills or build emergency funds, a cushion, anything. Many of your 45 to 65,000 sitting in closets. You have a lot of money sitting in closets.
That's right.
Clothes and shoes and
right. Especially this designer crap that y'all be buying. So if you know someone who can benefit from this information, take the time right now to share it with them. Okay.
I mean, a lot of money.
It is a lot of money. Benita said we just sold one of our cars. Okay. Now you sell one of your cars, right? You put that money into something that's making money for you. Okay. And you can see how you can build up this money over time. Right? All right. Thank you, Dennis.
Hey, Dennis. Thank you.
So we're just going to start off with Dennis and his super thanks. We thank you so much, as always. You guys know our super thanks, super chat money goes to our scholarship fund for Beyond the Bling. That is our financial independence course for late bloomers. That's our program. All right. And we just gave away, I want to say, maybe about 10 scholarships. So I have to see where we're at. But if you need a scholarship, just put scholarship in the subject line. You do not have to give a diatribe about why you need it. This is our Black Utopia. We're going to trust that if you say you need it, that you need it. Okay. And the community will come through.
It will respond.
Yeah.
See, now that's scary because it's getting closer and closer and closer to home. If it ain't already touched home.
Right. It's just crazy. It is crazy. All right. If you are watching from the future, say hello. Everybody says hello. A better life. A good afternoon, Halisi and Rick. Chat. Hope all is well for everyone. Psalms 36:5. Hey, Winnie B.
Hey, Winnie.
Buenas tardes. PM Thompson is in from Belize. Good.
Dr. Greer.
Wow. Paula Washington from Merida. Yay. James Greer is in the house. A. Lee, hello. Halisi and Rick and the rest of OBU family. Bobby is in the house. I think we missed you. On the behind the scenes.
She was here.
Was she there?
Was just quiet.
Was she quiet today?
She never camera.
Okay, that's why I missed her. Hey, Kyla from San Diego. I went to San Diego State for a year. I grew up partly in San Diego as well. Paula has a question. We'll get back to it. Hey, Gwen and Derek. Good to see you. Lee wants to know, did y'all hit the like button? See, inquiring minds want to know. All right. Wanda Bryant, Stylist Suitcase. Hola. Shanora is in the house.
Hey,
Allison, LaRonda, Action
VJ.
He's, y'all need to become a member. So one of the ways that you can support this channel is becoming a member. And what we do is an hour before we go live, we get together. We are building community before we go live in this weekly Zoom call that happens. Folks who are wanting to move abroad, folks who are wanting to get their money straight are in community, building community. And this is what you need. A lot of folks say, I don't have anybody around me who supports this. We are building community. All right. So join us every Sunday before we go live. As we chitty chat, we ask questions, we talk about what's going on and what the challenges are, either with the money thing or with the move abroad thing or the life abroad thing. Some folks have already moved who are members, right?
Folks put a question out on the floor and everybody chimes in on it.
Yeah, we be crowdsourcing stuff.
We source it.
Right?
Get a lot of people's opinions on it.
Exactly. So
because everybody's thinking the same way.
Exactly. All right. Everybody is trying to do what they are trying to do. Hey, check it. I'm amazed. Y'all knew. The Utopians are so smart.
Oh, yeah.
Y'all are so smart because the majority of you guys got it right. Now, I don't know if any of you Googled it. I don't know if you Googled it. But all right, we're going to keep it going. We're going to keep it moving. But I want to give a shout out to I Create a Plan.
Path.
I create my path. I know that's right. I know that's right. Living life on your terms. Thank you, thank you, thank you for the $20 super chatter, super thanks. I can't tell which one it is. And Paula just
Paula's a
became
new member.
a member. Thank you, Paula.
Welcome,
Welcome.
welcome.
Welcome to the Utopian family. Paula asked when you created your Wise account, which address did you use? I actually created the account when we were still in the States. I did not have an address here yet. So I used the States and I never did change it. They charge because they change how much they charge to transfer money based upon how much you're moving, at least for the basic account. I don't really use it that often. I only use it when I have to. So I know they probably have a lot of more services now because I know too many smart people who are using it. So but in any event, all right, y'all. We are going to keep it moving. Hey,
Oh,
Dakota.
Dakota.
Good to see you in the chat. All right. Parasani. Yes, yes, yes. Okay. We are going to keep it moving. So we just talked about house hacking as one of the ways that you can jumpstart your money saving. Okay. All right. Let's keep it moving. All right. Let's talk about side hustles. And um, for those of you who have a side hustle, for those of you who have a solopreneur, small business, et cetera, and it seems not to be making the money that you want. I remember trying to get one of my mentees who really does need a side hustle. And she didn't want to take the side hustle challenge, which I was going to give her a spot because she's one of my babies. And she says, I keep trying things and
Nothing seems to take
nothing
off.
seems to work.
Nothing
So
seems to grab hold.
number one, if your side hustle is not making you the kind of money that you want, there could be a chance that
You're doing too many things.
all right, and you never allow your offer to mature. All right. So the solution: one problem, one audience, one offer for 90 days. Okay. If not longer. If not longer. Okay. We technically, we're working on our Black Utopia for 90 days before we made a dime. And I say technically because we started selling Beyond the Bling, our first version of Beyond the Bling, when we launched, y'all. Yeah, isn't that audacious? Got a lot of nerve, right? But we did. We launched it the day we launched the channel. And though we only had 3 sets of students in that first launch, but that's what and it was more expensive than it is. Well, it's about the same price that it is now. But this was with the launch. So I say technically because we made about $1,000 that first 3 months, maybe, okay, because we spent too. So, but we still. So, you've got to give your whatever it is you're offering time to take hold. Things are not going to happen overnight. Okay. So you might be trying to do too many things, and you're not giving your offer enough time to actually take hold. I'm going to add to that. Wait, let me see. Let me see what else I wrote. I'm sorry, y'all. Let me see. Okay, we can get to that. Okay, yeah. So the other thing that I want to add to that, I'm going to go ahead and add to that now, is when you're doing too many things, no offer ever matures. Solution: one problem, one audience, one offer. All right. Know exactly who you are talking to. Everyone who is watching us right now, you're watching us because we knew that you would want to watch us, and so we just had to tell YouTube to go out and find you.
Yes.
Right? That's all we had to do. Because who do we help? We help folks who look like us, who are getting close to retirement age, who forgot to plan, get their money straight.
Get their money straight.
All right? And we repeat it over and over and over and over again. Now, yeah, we talk about life abroad, we talk about travel as well, but the core, because it has always been my contention, the core to freedom for Black Americans is money. Money can change everything. It creates choices, right? It creates choices. So you've got to know exactly who you are talking to and exactly what you are offering, and then stick to it.
Yeah.
Stick to it. Number 2.
You're avoiding visibility. No one can buy from you if they can't find you.
Instead of putting out a little bit of, a post here, post there, post here, post there, post here, post there, and you're putting out 10 things a week and no one's paying attention to any of it, just do one video per week. Just one video. And that will get more attention than the blog post and the little cute memes and the this and the that. Okay? So when it comes, and if you did not know who you were talking to, then all these little pieces of content that you may be creating is not targeted towards the right person per se, or maybe it's not targeted at all. Okay. So check and see how that's coming along. Use simple systems, not perfection. Y'all, when we started, we did not start with all of the tools that we have at our disposal today. Okay. We started with Calendly, with YouTube, laptop, and a phone.
We have Canva.
We had Canva
for graphics,
but we already had Canva for other stuff. But yeah, so we had Canva, YouTube, Calendly, and that was it. That was it. And then everything else was free versions of stuff. Okay. So you start creating the systems, you will perfect it. You're never going to be perfect, but right, you will become excellent over time. But you're not going to become excellent if you don't practice. And you practice by doing. And you can practice in public. As my mentor Stephanie likes to say, you can practice in public. It's okay. It's okay. Okay. Number 3.
You're solving a problem nobody pays for. You must solve money, health, or time problems.
Okay. If you build it, they will come. No, they won't. No, they won't. First of all, because don't nobody know you out there. No visibility, right? Number 2, I didn't tell you I wanted that.
Well, I thought you. It's something that I needed at one time.
Right. Are you trying to solve a problem that no one wants to pay for? And how do you know if they want to pay for it? Try to pre-sell it. Then you'll know. And you don't have to create it to pre-sell it. When we created the first version of Beyond the Bling, the only thing that we created was the outline and the artwork to sell it. That's all we created. The outline, this is what you can expect, and these are the outcomes you can expect. Nothing else was created. And until we got enough money in the till to make it worth our time, we did not put any more energy into it. Once someone said, yes,
I like that. I need that.
That is of value.
Yeah.
And I will pay for it. Then we said, okay, then we will create it. Okay. So you must solve a money problems, health problems, or time problems. So you need to ask yourself, does this help someone make money, save money, right? Or avoid a pain point? Avoid a pain point. What is a pain point? You can see what the pain points are by the questions that are asked, right? As we started this video, we said on Thursday, someone got up into our chat. She's not here, unfortunately, so I hope she watches the replay because I haven't seen her name come up. And I remember who it is, but I'm not going to call her out. Y'all got to go back and watch. We started this by saying that a 70-year-old lady from Thursday said in the chat, I'm 70, I'm broke and it doesn't look like I'll ever be able to move abroad. That's a pain point. Those are pain points. Well, not the 70. 70 is not a pain point. Unless you think your time is running out, right? Unless you think you're too old. So here's another reason. And this is really, 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 I see this a lot with Black folks. And this is the bonus, number 4.
You refuse to charge real prices.
Undercharging equals slow death of your dream. Okay? It's not cute. And I know we have a thing about feeling like we're being exploitive. We also have a thing about not valuing what we don't pay for. Okay? So think about that when you're thinking about how much to charge. The other thing that I think of is with all of the other things that we have to do in life, how much do I have to charge so I am happy to do this thing? How much do I have to charge so I'm not pissed off that I have to come in from them international streets and come do this thing?
It's a burden to do. Yeah.
Right? Because you don't want to be resentful in doing that will come through too, right? That will come through too. All right, let's see. Questions. We forgot to put the banner up, but for those of you who know the drill, you are going to put a Q in front of your question or comment. So we're going to go down. So we did talk about house hacking, right? And then we just talked about why your side hustle might not be bringing in the money that you want. We are starting our next side hustle challenge the second week in January. We will meet weekly on Saturdays at about 1:30-ish Eastern time, something like that, for 10 weeks. Okay. The whole challenge is 10 weeks from ideation to launch. You have 10 weeks from ideation to launch, and we will only accept 25 students. Okay. All right. Let's see what y'all are talking about. Hey, Killer Queen.
Hey, Killer Queen.
Tell me about it. Tell me about it. Undercharging does breed resentment. There is no point. I remember when Stephanie Perry when I first found her, she was only charging, I want to say like $35 for like 30 minutes of her time for house sitting coaching. And half the people wouldn't even show up. So she would come in off the international streets, interrupt her day, come wait in front of the computer, and then they wouldn't even show up. And for $35, that's not worth it. That is not worth it. So, it has to be something that it has to be enough so that you won't be resentful and that you will be joyous while you are doing the thing. We show up at these jobs, right? And half the time we're resentful. No matter what they're paying us, because even if they're paying us a lot, and it seems like the more they pay you, the worse they treat you. Oh, Killer Queen is in CDMX in Polanco. Okay, pretty swank there. Say hello to Rashida for us. If y'all don't know who Rashida is, okay, I'm not seeing any questions. I'm going to go all the way back down to the bottom again. Okay. All right. Let's go over these really, really fast. I'm still like these ice raids are something else. Okay, I answered that question from Paula. We can undo that one. Building out media studio and spare room and renting it out. Extra money, no tenants. Be creative, y'all. Be creative.
Yeah.
Be creative. As a matter of fact, like making a podcast studio or something like that, what you can do instead of totally transforming a room, and you need to kind of make it soundproof. This is something that we were going to do and need to do here, is you buy big, huge frames like corkboard frames or something like that, even just a regular picture frame, even the cheap ones that you can find like at Goodwill and stuff like that. And then you get the foam and you paste the foam to the frames, to the picture frames, to the glass of the picture frame, and then you just hang the pictures, right?
Yeah.
And that can deaden it. And then you can take it off if you need to use the room for something else. But yeah, Zell is on point, right? Think of
Definitely.
creative
Be creative.
ways. For some folks, especially if you live in a very urban city where parking is a premium, and you live in an apartment with a parking space and you don't have a car, rent out that
Rent
parking
out your
space.
parking space.
Will your apartment, will the building, the condo complex or whatever, allow you to rent out your parking space for storage? Can you put like one of them pods there? Can somebody park a pod there? There are so many ways to make money. We've got to be creative,
If you
y'all.
got a large enough garage that you're not using, storage space.
For
Somebody will
somebody,
pay you storage space. Somebody will pay you to let them park their vintage car in your garage.
especially all you McMansion people with them 3-car garages. Money, okay? Let's let this so-called investment actually start bringing in a return, right? CK says renting a room with folks present may be a good idea to learn a foreign language with the hosts. See? Ancillary benefits, especially when we're talking about exchange students and things like that, right? What do you do if your spouse does not want to leave the US? They are not concerned about gun violence, the loss of democracy, failing economy, and healthcare system. Do you want to take this one? How come?
You know, there's got to be a reason why they just don't want to leave.
I think the real reason is fear, but
fear is the big reason for not wanting to leave, or just scared to have to learn a different language, scared to have to be out of your comfort zone. But
would it help if they watched us? Would it help if you scheduled a one-on-one with the 4 of us?
How much traveling
have they done? Yeah. Because see, there's 2 ways to travel, y'all. If you only travel like a tourist and you stay at these all-in resorts and all of that stuff, then the outside of the resort looks scary, right? We don't travel that way. We don't stay on all-inclusive resorts and things like that. When we were in Colombia, both in Medellin and Cartagena, we stayed in an Airbnb. We stayed in an apartment where there were people there who lived in that apartment building. In those neighborhoods, same with Curacao, actually, and Panama. Panama was more like a hotel, but people lived in that. It was apartment hotel. They lived there as well, and it was in a residential neighborhood. So that's how we travel. And if you're a traveler, then you try to really get a taste of the culture as opposed to just resting and seeing some sights, right? And so perhaps the first step is to travel, right? As Rick said, how much have they traveled? But to travel the real way.
Right.
Not just do the tourist thing.
Yeah, definitely not the tourist thing.
The other thing is that, maybe you need to connect the dots for them. Because, like, how could they not be concerned? Like,
that's what's throwing me.
Right? Like, are they in La La Land? Do they think that World War II Germany, that whole, that cannot happen in the United States? Is that what they think? And then the question is okay, but what if you're wrong? And do you want to live in a place like that? Should we at least be making preparations? Because the thing about it is like if we make preparations and wrong and democracy has already fallen. Like you're already in a fascist. You're already living in a fascist state. I hope you know that, right? Autocracy has already happened. The president of the United States is not paying attention to the courts. They're not following court orders. So they're already in a constitutional crisis. Democracy hasn't totally fallen because we still do have some elections, but there were elections in Russia that elected the people who are in now. There were elections in Israel before that war criminal got in. There were elections in where else has fallen? In Hungary. Before Audubon or whatever his name is got in. Okay. And so it is very, 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 very naive to believe that there's something magical about a country that was built by criminals that couldn't even keep their friggin' asses alive without the help of the brown people. There's nothing magical about the United States.
No, it's not. It's just you're used to it.
Okay. So I would be hurt that my partner was not taking more stock about my concerns. See, if you ain't got no concerns, then why should I even consider your no concerns? But why aren't you considering my concerns? I don't have to be concerned if you're not concerned about whatever. But if I'm concerned, why aren't you concerned about my concerns? That's troubling. So that's a deeper conversation, right? That's a deeper conversation. Can you explain the difference between Side Hustle Challenge and Beyond the Bling? Yes, Benita. So the Side Hustle Challenge is strictly about building a business, okay? We are going to take you from ideation to business launch. That doesn't mean you're going to be hiring folks. We don't want anybody to spend any more than $1,000. Maximum. We're not taking out small business loans or doing any of that stuff, okay? Beyond the Bling does have a side hustle module, but it also talks about making money, saving money, and investing money. The Side Hustle Challenge is just about side hustle, right? It's not even about like real estate investing unless you're going to do real estate investing as a business and you need marketing component and all of that. Got it? Okay. All right, let's take that off. And we are going to continue with investing. Okay, you guys? This is the basics. If you are already investing, this may be review for you, okay, or too basic for you, because we are going to get very basic. And the reason why we're going to get very basic is because we get too many one-on-one calls where people don't know what's in their 401k. They don't know what they're invested in. They don't know what the return is. They say, oh, I'm just letting my financial advisor handle it.
I think my job puts it in something. And they know not what their job puts their money into.
Or their job ain't put it into nothing.
It's
just sitting there. And they're like, well, I'm not making any money off my IRA. And it's like, no, because IRAs are not money-making things. It's just...
It's a vehicle.
It's just a vehicle, right? An IRA in and of itself does not make money. A 401k in and of itself does not make money. Okay, so we're going to start there. There are ways to invest in the stock market. The three major ways are through an IRA. Anybody can open up an IRA that is working. Through a brokerage account. Anybody over 18 can open a brokerage account, and any 18-year-old can open a custodial account for their kid.
For anybody younger, yeah.
Or niece, nephew, God, whatever, children, whatever. All right. Or through a ERISA type retirement account. that is a 401k, a 403b, any kind of pre-taxed account, okay? So those are the three major ways that Americans can invest in the stock market. There's probably something similar in the UK, if that's where you're watching from, or the Caribbean, if that's where you're watching from, et cetera. A lot, especially in the Caribbean, a lot of the South American, they copy a lot of stuff, unfortunately, that America does. The good and the bad. All right. So we want to give you confidence without overwhelming you. Okay. That's what we're going to do. And the only proven long-term strategy for beginners is
dollar cost averaging into broad index funds.
Okay. It's just that simple, y'all. It's just that simple. What is dollar cost averaging? Dollar cost averaging means that you are not going to try and time the market. Black folks, we always be trying to act like we know more than we do. Now, I don't know what white folks do, and I don't care. And I don't know what Asian folks do, and I don't, I'm not part of their communities, but I know what we do. I know what we do. And we be trying to, the market's going down. Ooh, I done lost all this money. Let me sell. Let me at least save some of the money I got. Really? Can I have some of your water, please? Really? And then when the market starts going back up, ooh, let me buy. You'll be losing money every single time. And then you wonder why you ain't got no money. Y'all, dollar cost averaging basically says it's just this simple. On the 15th and the 30th, when I get paid, I'm going to buy $100 worth of, and you can do it this way now. You don't have to, like, I remember when I used to hear Apple stock is going for $800. I'm like, oh God, I've got to save $800 just to buy a share. No, we don't have, for those of you who are new, you don't have to do it that way anymore. All right. They now sell fractional shares, a fraction of a share. All right. So you can just say, I'm going to buy $100 worth. I'm buying $100 worth of this index fund. What is an index fund? An index fund simply is a mutual fund that is not managed by a human being on a daily basis. Therefore, it is lower cost. All right. You want to have an index fund that has a expense ratio of less than 1%. Yes, less than 1%. We have a lot of money invested in an index fund that has 0% fees. Okay. So they exist. We're talking about an S&P 500 index fund.
A Fidelity index fund. Usually if it's their product.
Right. So we'll get to that. So total stock market index fund. So what Rick was saying, like if you have your brokerage account at Fidelity, maybe even your job has your 401k through Fidelity, you want to buy Fidelity products at Fidelity. A Fidelity total stock market index fund, a Fidelity S&P 500 index fund. All right. Something like that. If you have your stuff at Schwab, then you want to buy a Schwab total stock market index fund and a Schwab S&P 500 index fund. Look, they all operate basically the same, but they're going to be cheap. Schwab stuff is going to be cheaper at Schwab, and Fidelity stuff is going to be cheaper at Fidelity. Vanguard stuff is going to be cheaper at Vanguard. Got the point? Okay. So dollar cost averaging on the 15th and the 30th, you going to tell your job or you going to tell your bank, transfer $100 into my Fidelity account, into my 401k, into my 403b, and buy $100 worth of XYZ total stock market index fund. On the 15th and the 30th, on the 15th and the 30th, on the 15th and the 30th, on the 15th and the 30th. And over time, there's going to be an average cost to what you have purchased. Okay. So right now, our average cost for our Apple stock is something like $98. Yeah, we bought some at 200 and something, and we bought some lower than that, and we bought a lot in between. You see, that's dollar cost averaging. Okay. You are just going, it's going to all average out at the end to a price that's going to be lower than what it cost at that date. Okay. So we're not going to time the market. Sometimes it's going to be high. Sometimes it's going to be low. So you want to focus on these categories, like we said. US total market index fund. Today, I would seriously be thinking about
international index funds.
Right? I would be personally looking at maybe a broad index fund that was westernized countries, maybe a European one, right? European companies and things like that, Asian companies and things like that. And then I'd look at one with BRICS companies or Global South. I would put more money into the things that I feel more comfortable, that I know more about. If you don't know about BRICS and you don't feel comfortable, maybe you only put 2%. Maybe you only put 1%. Okay. So you don't want to have any more than about 3 index funds, 4 tops. Um, we don't have time for bonds and things like that. If you're watching us, that means you started late. If you didn't start late and you've got a lot of money saved already and that wasn't your thing was moving abroad, then maybe a bond index fund would be something, because that's less volatile, right? That's less volatile than the individual stocks that make up an index fund. All right. You want to automate this stuff. What you don't want to do is have to think about it. We talked about that before. We talk about that every single time.
Right.
I was going to say, with the money that's left over at the end of the month, that's going to go into my emergency fund. And it never does. It never does. Because I always find something else to spend it on, or somehow it's just not there, even though I know that based upon my budget, I should have $500 left over at the end of the month. Somehow it's never there. Well, guess what? I'm going to start putting that $500 into that emergency fund at the beginning of the month.
Same amount, same day, every month.
Ignore the news.
Don't jump in and out
of
the market.
Don't be jumping in and out. This is slow money that turns into freedom. All right, y'all. This money, the investment money, this is not money that you need tomorrow. This is not money that you need next year. This is money for future you. This is money for 5 to 7 to 10 years down the line.
You're paying yourself for down the road.
Okay. You are investing in future you. So you can look at this as when I don't feel like dealing with YouTube no more money, however you want to look at it. But in the stock market, slow and steady wins the race, and time in the market wins the race, especially with the nonsense that's going on right now with people who are in charge that don't know what the hell they're doing. Okay, I know there's more. I thought there was one other thing. I thought basics of investing. I thought I had one more thing to say. All right. Let's go and see what y'all are talking about. Oops. Go away. What do y'all talk about? All right. Go down to the bottom, and then I got to look over there because I could have sworn there was one other thing. As a matter of fact. Oh, you did this? All right, what are you guys talking about? I'm going to look this up right quick and just make sure I've got all of my notes here. We've done a lot of talks on investing. We have, right? Rapper MD. Okay. I haven't looked lately. I have not looked lately. Bonita says her investments have been stagnant. Now, I'm surprised they haven't gone down with what the melon felon is doing. And I'm going to tell you, for some things, I will be buying, when it goes down, I will be buying more. I will keep with my dollar cost averaging and keep on the 15th and the 30th. We're going to keep doing that. And then, I got some extra money. I got an extra $50. I'm going to go ahead and buy some more because it's on sale, because the market is on sale. But I'm going to be very judicious. I believe that we might be in a little bit of an AI bubble. Just like we were in the tech bubble back in the late 90s, early 2000s, when people were selling basically a pet rock Remember pet rocks? They're basically investing in pet rocks and crap like that. And the bubble burst, right? I think we might be in a bit of an AI bubble right now. Now, I ain't got facts to back that up, but Rapper MD says they've also had quite a few good speakers on the stock market as well. Here's the thing. One of the people in Exodus Summit was talking about trading. I don't know anything about trading. I can't teach you about trading,
Day
nor do I
trading.
want day trading, nor do I want to learn day trading, because day trading is work. It's work.
Oh, yeah.
And you need to have a thick skin, and you need to have a lot of extra money, and you need to know exactly what you are doing. I don't, I know, for instance, that if I invest in these buttholes, Apple and Microsoft, let's just say, that over time, the stock will go up. Those are solid companies. I understand the companies. If I read their strategy and this and that, I would be able to understand if it made sense, because I understand what they're supposed to be doing. I understand the offer, right? But for some of these companies and some of the newer technologies where we don't really understand what the value add is or how they're going to monetize it, I would be a little bit more cautious. Still understanding that we're in it for the long haul. Now, with this day trading, y'all,
It's a different animal.
and then you're shorting this and you're doing that and you're betting against stuff. I don't like to bet that things will fail, first of all. And I don't know if day trading, I do know that in the stock market, people bet that things will fail. Now, I don't know if day trading includes that. I don't know. I do not know. So, but yeah, but this is basic investing. And in Beyond the Bling, there is a whole module on basic investing and a video that we have done that goes into more explanation than what we just did. That was the basics. That was so you will go ahead and open up a brokerage account and start. If you don't have an IRA, start with an IRA, because depending upon your age, you can put anywhere from $7,500 to something like $9,000 per year in it, and it can grow interest-free until it's time to start taking it out after you stop working. Okay. So you want to start with an IRA. You can open that up at Fidelity or Schwab or something like that. And we suggest those because those have banking arms, which will allow you to withdraw cash abroad from ATM machines and get reimbursed for the fees. That's why we like those two companies. Okay. And they have good customer service. So what we want you to do is we want you to turn around after you get off with us and start the process of opening up your brokerage account if you don't have one already, and set it up so you're at least putting $5 a week in there. All right. And you're going to choose a total stock market index fund. You're going to choose a S&P 500 index fund or something like that. You don't need both, one or the other, and then maybe an international, right? And then maybe in an industry that you really understand, an index fund in an industry that you are an expert in, perhaps. Okay. So these are the basics. We don't want you to be afraid. And then I challenge you, especially those of you who feel like you don't have a lot of extra money. I'm going to challenge you to go ahead and commit to the $5 a week, and then to commit to raising it by 1% every month. Just by 1%. For those of you, and if you can do more, do more.
Do more.
And then still commit to raising it by 1%. And if you raise it by 1% every month, that means by the end of the year, you'll be saving 12% plus whatever you started with. Most people ain't even saving 3%, right? But if you think about it, and you're saving the $20 per month, let's just say $20 per month, and then you raise that by 10%. What's 10% of $20? Is it $2 or 20 cents? It's $2.
$2.
Okay, so now you're saving $22. I get mixed up with the zeros, y'all. I get mixed up with the zeros. Give me a break. So now you're saving $22. you're not going to really feel that extra $2, are you? No, you're already used to giving to saving the 20, saving an extra $2 for the whole month. That means just 50 cents extra per week, right? That's not going to hurt. And then another 1%, and then another 1%. And you see how it compounds and grows on each other. Okay. That's what we want to do. That's what we want to do. All right. What are you guys talking about?
A couple questions, yeah.
Yeah, I'm seeing them. With the side hustle challenge, do you need to have an idea in mind already? No.
It helps, but no.
It does help. But I know with, Stephanie and Rashida do the get your next 3 clients. And you do already have to have your business in mind with them. But we are going to take you from ideation, from an idea. And even if you don't know what that idea is, we're going to put you through exercises and ask you questions that's going to force you to create ideas. Okay? So hopefully that helps. The US is an illusion at this point. Yes, it is. The real dream is to get on with what we want our life to be, right?
Yes.
And get out into the world. I know that's right, a better life. I know that's right. Okay, what else? What else? Don't tell me we did this quickly. If you need more help, I'm looking as I talk. If you need more help, we do offer one-on-one coaching. As we said, a lot of times what we decide to talk about is based upon the questions that you all ask us when you book time with us. I'm sorry, you're giving us content. For Lee Sanders, try getting, okay, thank you, Derek. See, I love our community. Thank you, Gwen and Derek Travels. Try getting spouse to attend next meetup. Ooh, tell us more, Gwen and Derek. How did it get? It did wonders for changing Gwen's feelings about moving abroad. Okay, so Gwen was the one. I think we've had this conversation, Gwen. But Gwen, please tell us what were the things that helped you? What happened at the meetup? What were the things that I definitely want to hear this? And
we're going to have a show with Gwen and Derek.
Yeah, we are. Yeah, we are, because I want to come visit them in San Miguel next time we're in Mexico in our second home. My spouse and I have done very little traveling outside of touristy areas. Okay. Yeah, so that makes a difference, Lee Sanders or Ellie Sanders. It does make a difference. I would suggest a meetup. I agree with Gwen and Derek, because you're going to have a community of other people.
Yeah.
And you're going to have some other reluctant spouses and partners and things like that there too. And then you're also, like, if you come to our meetup, we make sure that we invite locals to come as well on a couple of the days and to help us host, so that you can talk to, even if Portugal's not the place. It's not about that.
No.
It's about life abroad. And it is different. And we are all Americans, and we were all raised with certain, brainwashings and all of that and expectations, right? And so when we move out into the world, there's a shorthand that we have in communicating with each other when we don't even really have to explain, if I said, where can I find Big Mama seasonings? I don't have to explain that to y'all, right? If I come and say, where can I find, right? So yeah, I agree with Gwen and Derek, but I want to hear specifically from Gwen, what were the things? Yeah, and here's the thing: fear is healthy as long as it's not paralyzing.
I was going to say debilitating, yeah.
Right? Because fear is saying, there's some stuff you might want to be cautious about. Make sure you got your T's crossed and your I's dotted, and this, that, and the other. Look before you cross, right? Measure twice, cut once, all that stuff. All fear helps us, but we can't let it stop us. All right. So see, are you referring to raising funds to get by or to achieve a sustained purpose? Are the hacks other than house sitting transferable to impact travel income? Well, they can be. They can be. Um, and that was something else that I was doing. So let me just check this right quick and make sure that I had, because it seems like there is, I want to say we have 4 things and I only saw 3, but I might be remembering something else. So give me a second, y'all, while you guys are asking questions. Yeah, like where's that? Yeah, where's this? I knew there was more. I knew there was more. Okay. I knew there was more. Something happened and everything didn't transfer in, y'all. Okay. Because I didn't talk about how to pay off credit cards with 0 cash flow. And we've talked about this before, but I knew there were 4 things. So it was house hacking. That was the first thing, right? The second thing was your side hustle and getting your side hustle in growth mode again. The third thing was investing and basic investing. And then the fourth thing was debt and getting out of debt and how to do that when you have 0 money. The whole premise was our sister said she had no money. She had no money. So I see here that we're going to have to double check that everything copies because it's here. I think. Do I see it? 3.
No problem. It's basic 4, 5.
Investing. No. Okay. I don't know. It didn't all copy. So I'm going to go ahead and put that in there. All right. We're using new technology, y'all. You see us practicing in public.
It's okay.
Do you see us practicing in public? And then you guys want to say, but I don't know. I'm not. Y'all. So we're trying this new teleprompter thing as opposed to having our stuff on our iPad down here. And it's a little distracting, I have to say. But it is kind of handy. For some reason, everything didn't copy and paste in, but we've got it. All right. So last but certainly not least, how to pay off your credit cards when you have 0 cash flow. When we say 0 cash flow, it means you're bringing you make $2,000 a month, or you take home $2,000 a month after taxes, and your bills are $2,000 a month, including groceries and gas. Okay, including groceries and gas. We're going to use that 2,000. That's an easy round number I can keep track of. Okay. All right. So this is we did a whole video explaining this. So this is going to be a really pared down version. And then what I'll do is I'll go grab the link from our other video. I'll put it in one of these corners, and I will also put it in the description below. All right. So the first thing you need to do is
stop with the new debt.
That's right. We're not going to freeze we're not freezing our credit cards, but you want to stop charging more than you can pay. Just put it that way.
Right.
Right? Okay, so that's number 1. Step 2. Go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say, go on. List all debt, minimum payments, and due dates.
Okay. The minimum payments is very, very important. Okay. So let's just say for our example, the minimum payments add up to, let's just say, $150. $150 a month, because this person's only taking home $2,000 a month in take home pay. So, all right. So $150, this fictional person. $150 is the minimum payment. Let's just say it's due on the 1st of the month. All right. And that's $150 for all the credit cards. And let's say there's 3 of them. Step 3.
Renegotiate interest rates.
That's right.
Yes. Even at 70
years
banks
old,
still do it.
They will especially do it for folks who are seniors. Okay. So call and ask. All they can say is no. All they can say is no. Okay. Step 4, stack payments using this system. This is what you're going to do. All right. So the credit card that has the biggest amount of space on it, okay? What you are going to do is you are going to take all of the things that you pay for every month that can be paid for with a credit card, and you're going to charge it because it's already in your budget, right? So what can't be paid with a credit card? Usually your rent or mortgage cannot be.
Yeah.
Other credit card bills can't be paid with a credit card. Sometimes utilities can be paid with a credit card, depending upon, with no extra charges, depending upon, your city, your county, and how they work that. So check. Obviously, groceries and gas can be paid with credit cards. So let's just say you're going to take your utilities, your groceries, and your gas, and you're going to pay all of that with credit cards. And let's just say that you have allocated of the $2,000, $600 a month for utilities, gas, and groceries. $600 a month. So you are only going to charge on that credit card no more than $600 a month. You don't have to charge $600 a month, but you're certainly not going to charge more than $600 a month because you don't have more than $600 a month. All right. So you're going to take the $150 that you were paying, and you're going to take some of that and you're going to pay 100% of the interest for that month. So at the beginning of the month with that credit card, what you're going to do is you're going to take the $600 for your gas, your groceries, and your utilities, plus the interest. You might want to pay the interest in the middle of the month if that's what you have to do. Either way, all right? And at the beginning of the month, you're going to go ahead and pay that whole $600 to the credit card. Now, whatever you owed out of that $150 that you were paying, you don't owe that anymore because you've just made the payment. You just made a payment of $600. And so now any interest that you accrue that month is not going to be based upon, let's just say you owe $1,000. It's not going to be based upon $1,000. It's going to be based upon $400 because you just paid $600. Then in the middle of the month, you're going to go ahead and pay that interest. The interest for the month. Okay. So the interest is paid and then you've paid the $600. You say, yeah, but now I'm going to charge $600 more. Yeah, you are. And at the beginning of the next month, you're going to pay the $600 again. And believe me, it will start coming down because you're making that big payment up front, and the credit card company bases its interest, what it's going to charge you for allowing you to have credit, based upon the balance.
The balance.
So only the $400, not based upon the whole $1,000 that you owed at the beginning of the month, and that you will end up owing again, right? So that is the basic concept. Believe me, it works. And so as soon as one of those credit cards is paid off, you can take that extra money and roll it in to pay the next credit card off faster on top of using this method. Or you can take that extra money and put it into some interest-bearing account or your emergency fund. All right. This is different than the traditional snowball avalanche method, because the snowball avalanche method assumes you have extra money. This method assumes you ain't got no extra money. You bringing in $2,000, your bills are $2,000. All right. If you've got extra money, use the snowball method, or use the avalanche method. Track your wins weekly, right?
Oh yeah.
Because, oh my gosh.
Got to keep your motivation up.
That's right. That's right. So what to do if you're 70 and broke? You're not too old.
No. Come on now.
You are not too old.
You're not too late.
That's right. You are not locked into America, y'all. It may take 12 months. It may take 24 months of rebuilding, but it can be done. All right. It can be done. All right. So what's the goal?
Financial mobility first.
Geographic mobility second. All right. All right. What are you guys talking about? So that's what we have for you. So what did we give you? We gave you house hacking ideas. We talked about investing, right? We talked about getting out of debt. And then the second thing was that, your side hustle. Your side hustle. Why your side hustle may not be growing. Okay. All right, I'm going all the way back down to the bottom to see what you guys are talking about. So Lady Sarita said there's 60 people who are watching who have not yet hit the like button.
Hit that like button, y'all.
That's what she said. That wasn't me saying it. That's what she said. She said you guys need to hit that like button. So Rhonda says, I started auto paying my monthly bills on my credit card about a year ago. Has worked great for me. 100% of balance paid every month. Easier to stay on budget. Credit score and limit went way up. Yes, all of our credit cards are, we know that they're on auto pay to pay the whole balance. So we can't play. We use our credit cards for nearly everything and we pay them off in full every month. How do you stipulate that the payment goes to interest only? No, you don't stipulate that the payment goes to interest only. But let's just say that you see on the bill that that month they charged you $19 in interest. Then you go ahead and give them an extra $20. That's what we mean. And so they're getting the $600 plus the $20 because they will extract. They're going to extract the interest no matter what, and only put so much towards the principal. But yeah, that's all you have to do. BIT, built credit card, will let you pay your rent and earn travel points at the same time.
Wow.
Y'all.
Wow.
Okay.
You can rack up them points
with
big time
paying rent. I'm for real though. For real. And I'm going to say, us using our credit cards and paying them off every month, y'all. We talked about the 2 first-class tickets, that round trip tickets that we got, LAX to London. That was from just using our credit cards on stuff that we had to buy anyway, on food, on, a coat or whatever that, we needed. So this was money that we were going to spend anyway. And that's what paid for our first class tickets. All the points from our credit cards went over to British Airways. Once we got the first class tickets, it generated another 180,000 points to get the return tickets. Y'all.
And I don't think I'd go back, y'all.
I know.
I like traveling first class, business class.
Yeah, you can't sign up for the side hustle challenge. Yeah, sold out. That's last times. If you look at the dates are not even right. We haven't launched yet, y'all. We will tell you when we launch. We'll probably launch by doing a live just on side hustles, and then in that with a launch. So members and people on the email list will know first. Y'all will know first. Okay. Gwen and Derek. Last thing, Halisi helped me think through and figure out how to deal with parental issues so that we can enjoy our lives but still care for our parents. Thank you. Yeah, we understand that there are a lot of moving parts, that it's more than a notion, that it's not just about the money, it's not just about the logistics, that there's a lot of emotional things that go into uplifting your life and moving to another country, right? Some people did it sight unseen. I mean, right now we have a small part of the government that's MAGA, and so we're dealing with knowing that we've got some MAGA folks who don't want us, they don't want certain immigrants here. We're okay. They're just too goofy to realize that whatever rules is going to apply to all of us. It's not going to just apply to the ones that they say are not assimilating properly or whatever they're saying, And see, and that's what MAGA in America didn't realize. They didn't realize that home chick from Ireland who's married to homeboy down in Mississippi was going to be deported. The blonde hair, blue eyed girl was going to get deported right alongside, the Indian PhD and the Latino lady who, owns the 3 grocery stores. Just goofy. Can we connect some dots?
Oh my God.
I mean, didn't we learn if this, then that?
So
in
that
school.
H-1B1 visa, we really need that because it just seems like Americans aren't smart enough to be doing those jobs. You dumbass.
I'm just saying. And to be honest, to know there are couples who move and live abroad. At first, I think it was more single, thought it was more single women. Yeah, when you look online, single women got a lock. Single black women got a lock on this abroad stuff. And they've had a lock for a long time. We just talked to a client on Saturday who actually we got to meet in real life a while back. She's been doing this abroad thing for like 30, 40
Yeah,
years.
she's been doing it for a while.
We're late to the game. What about buying bonds in the country we may be thinking of living in? Yeah, I would do research, but I say if you're able, I can't think of the word I was trying to think of, but if you're able, then absolutely. I would want to do research on how because bonds don't work the same way everywhere. So I would want to make sure that my expectations of what the outcomes are going to be are indeed what the outcomes should be, right? I don't know how bonds work in Colombia. I don't know how bonds work here in Portugal. I have no idea. I don't even know if they exist. This is interesting. As we start divesting from the United States, we will start answering some of these questions. Definitely. Meeting others who are like-minded about living abroad and realizing that you can have a full community of folks that look like me to surround me. Oh, yes. Yeah, you got to come to the meetup. You got to come to the meetup. And right. And then, and interestingly, Gwen and Derek are not moving to Portugal. Well, at least not in that's not the next move. They're moving to Mexico. And so they came to our little mini meetup, which was Rick's birthday party in Mexico. The folks who were there, most of the folks who were there besides our family, came in from San Miguel de Allende, which is about 40 minutes up the road, and from Merida, Mexico, and CDMX. And, that's a flight in or a bus ride in or something like that, right? And so even there with the mini meetup, they had, they were able to meet other folks who lived there,
right,
of the community, other English speaking Black folks. And it just makes for a softer landing, y'all. It just makes for a softer landing. Does that mean that we're not learning Spanish? We're not learning Portuguese? No, of course we are. Does that mean that we don't want to have friends and things like that who are Mexican or who are Portuguese? Of course we do. But I cannot ask, I'm going to take this off. We cannot ask our landlord what is happening with immigration. Why is the immigrant, have you heard anything about, are people getting answers with the immigrant? He doesn't know. He does not know. He's never had to go through it. But I've got a whole WhatsApp group, WhatsApp groups full of American, no, full of English speaking, I should say, because some of them are Brits, some of them are Caribbean, English speaking folks, mostly Black, who are going through the same thing. That's why it's important to have some boots on the ground and to have a bit of a community. We wonder why all the Asians live over in that community. It's not just because it's Chinatown because they decided it was Chinatown, right? Because they, you build the pathway and then other people come. There's going to come a time if Shaga does not continue to act goofy where they might say, gosh, there's a lot of Black Americans in Lisbon. Huh. 30, 40 years from now, what if that happened? Like we're looking at all of the East Africans who are in Minneapolis, all of the Arabs who are in Michigan. How did that happen? Why are there so many Arabs in Michigan? Why are there so many East Africans in? Because somebody started there, and then they brought Big Mama and them, who brought cousin and them, and auntie and them, and That's how it happens. That's how it happens. So for the person whose spouse, you need to put this on the big screen in the living room so they can't avoid it.
That was LE.
LE, right? Put it on the big screen so they can't avoid it. And then they will see we are everywhere, y'all. There's a whole group in Bangkok, right? We are all the way in Thailand. We are everywhere. We are everywhere. And the world is our oyster. This was one of our ancestors' dreams, for us to have this kind of freedom. That's what they wanted for us, right? That's what they wanted for us. All right. Let's see, what else are you guys talking about? Let's say, we got to thank our new members. Kay. Dr. K is winning in the workplace. Thank you, thank you, thank you for becoming a new member. And RN Smith, thank you for becoming a new member. Yay. All right, y'all. So the let's see, do the members get automatically start? They do get automatically. No, Jay Kramer. For the super sticker, thank you, thank you, thank you. So y'all know all of our super thanks, super sticker, and super something money. I can't remember what they are because we can't see. If you put stickers and stuff on there, we can't see. So super chat, that's what it is. All of that money goes to our scholarship fund for Beyond the Bling. That's our financial freedom program for late bloomers. We do not give scholarships to the Side Hustle Challenge. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of work. We do not give scholarships. Not to say that Beyond the Bling's not. Beyond the Bling comes with monthly group coaching today. Second Saturday of the month today. The first of the year, it might come with 6 months of group coaching. I'm thinking about that. And then you have to opt in if you want more. Okay. For right now, anybody who before December 31st who gets in Beyond the Bling, it comes with group coaching every second Saturday, live Q&A, whatever you want to call it, every second Saturday of the month. The Side Hustle Challenge also meets the second Saturday of the month. Okay. And those who graduate from the Side Hustle Challenge, our community is the Financial Freedom Lab, where we meet on the second Saturday of the month. Crowdsource, hold each other accountable, help each other build our businesses. Okay. That's what we do. But the Side Hustle Challenge is 10 weeks. We meet every week. And then after you graduate, it's the second Saturday of the month. Not graduate, but you know what I mean? It's the second Saturday of the month. All right.
Completed.
Yeah. Okay. What else? I'm so close with my daughter, and I know that leaving her in this country is killing me, but my hope is that once we are there, she's going to come around and move too. It's hard. It's hard, because I asked our youngest, my only biological son, I'm like, don't you want to leave? And at first he was saying in 2022, Mom, I want to stay and fight. Now he's like, okay, I'm out. I told him he has a year. You have a year. You don't have to come here, but you got to get out. You got to get out because I just don't think it's going to be safe. I just don't think it's going to be safe. What you frantic about, Wendy? What did I miss? What did I miss? Okay, got those. Okay, I think we did it, y'all. Did we do it? Did we do it?
Looks like we did.
I think we did it. All right, let's just make sure we know what we're talking about, all right? So first thing that we talked about was house hacking options, all right? So if you came in late, then you're going to want to rewind. We talked about option A through E. Mm-hmm. So 5 different things. Well, the last one was really kind of a mini liquidation. So that's just kind of how you can make money off of stuff in your house. But so 4 options on house hacking, on getting rid of some part of or all of your monthly nut when it comes to rent or mortgage. You can only imagine how much you can save by doing that. If you want to know how our rich journey, Christina and Aman did, the biggest thing that they did was house hack. The biggest thing that they did was house hack. I had never heard of house hacking before then. But when you think about it, we just hadn't called it that.
Didn't go with that.
We just hadn't called it that, right? Why is your side hustle not growing, right? We talked about why your side hustle may not be growing and the things that you need to think about, right? We talked about the basics of investing, and we want everybody who does not have an investment account to open one today. All right. If you already have one, we want you to go and see what's in that 401k and make sure that you know, and make sure you're not paying those high fees like we talked about. Okay.
Yeah, definitely find out what they're invested in with your money.
With your money.
And it's not just sitting there in a savings account, so to speak, because they'll leave it sitting in there.
Yeah. And it could just be sitting in there not growing. I can't tell you how many people we talked to that when they looked, they realized that yes, they had been the money had been transferring, but they had never allocated it. So it was just sitting there. It wasn't buying any stock or nothing. It was just sitting there, y'all. Interest free, not making no interest money, nothing. All right. And then the last thing we talked about was how to pay off your credit cards, even if you have no extra money per month. All right. We love y'all. We won't let you go because obviously we did the damn thing. All right. So share this with a friend. We are trying to get to 100,000 subscribers, not just as a vanity thing, although a little bit, I kind of want that plaque, but really because time is not as long as it has been, y'all. Time is not as long as it has been. And we need more of our people. Just like we had, one of our community members say that their spouse doesn't believe that this stuff is as bad as it is, that the ICE raids and all the things that are going on, that they are as bad as they are. I don't want our people to be in La La Land. We can't afford that. We don't have that luxury. And so we need your help. We need your help. We need you to share this. We need you to like it. All of this is free. We need you to subscribe, right? And then if you want to join us beforehand, behind the scenes, and chitty chat with us, become a member. Otherwise, we'll see you on Thursday.
Thursday, y'all.
All right. Bye. Okay. I don't see the thing to stop going live. Where is it? There it is. The way he has his thing set up is not how I like my computer set up. And stuff be hiding and everything else. All right. We love you guys. Bye. Bye.